Welcome back, Curry Crew. Today we have a delicious recipe for you. We're going to be making some baked potatoes. However, we're not just going to do it one way, but two. So the first way that we're going to do it, we're going to throw in some chives, some sour cream, cream cheese, and some scallions, some amazing flavors. And on the second way, we're going to throw in some corn, onions, green chilies, and some amazing spices. And both of those baked potatoes are going to turn out absolutely delicious. So without any further ado, let's jump into our video. So the first thing that we need for our baked potatoes is a pan. And on that pan, we need 4 large potatoes. Now, what are we gonna do with the potatoes? That is a great question. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take our potatoes and a fork and we're gonna poke holes all over the potatoes. The reason we are doing this is not because it's fun, but more because we need to bake our potatoes. And when we bake our potatoes, there's gonna be steam that's gonna be in there. So you want holes to allow the steam to escape, and therefore our potatoes won't explode while we're baking them. Once you are done poking holes in all of the potatoes, we're going to take some olive oil and we're going to drizzle it all over the potatoes, and then we're going to add in some salt and pepper. Then you just have to make sure the entire potato is coated in the oil and the seasonings. So just give it a really nice rub down. This is going to give a really nice flavor and crispiness to the outside of our potatoes. Once you have rubbed all the 4 potatoes with the oil, the salt, and the pepper, we're going to wrap each potato with some aluminum foil. Meanwhile, our oven has preheated to 325 degrees Fahrenheit or 160 degrees Celsius. And once all of the potatoes are wrapped in foil, place them on a baking sheet and bake them in the oven for about an hour. This will cook the insides so that later on we can scoop them out. After about an hour, take the potatoes out of the oven and let them rest for about 10 minutes or so. That way they cool down and then we can handle them. Meanwhile, in a small pan, add in a tablespoon of olive oil and allow it to heat up. Once the oil is ready, to this we're going to add in half an onion and we're going to give it a nice saute. We want to cook the onions until they are translucent or transparent. And once our onions are transparent, to this we're going to add in 4 cloves of finely minced garlic. Or if you want to take a shortcut, you can use a garlic press like I'm doing here. Give it a quick mix, and then to this we're going to add in 1 chopped green chili. Again, give it another quick mix, and this is going to be part of one of the 2 fillings that we're going to be making. Cook this mixture for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then you can turn off the stove. By this time, our potatoes should have cooled down enough for us to be able to handle them, so unwrap the potatoes, and we're going to cut a small hole from the top of the potato, and then scoop out the insides. Keep 2 mixing bowls ready so that you can place half of the potato mix in one bowl and the remaining 2 potato scoops in another bowl. Once all of the potatoes have been hollowed out, we will then into 1 mixing bowl, we will add in a tablespoon of chopped chives and 2 tablespoons of chopped scallions or green onions. Next, we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of cream cheese and finally 2 tablespoons of sour cream. Next, we're going to add in half a cup of shredded cheese. You can use any type of cheese that you like. I'm using pepper jack, but you can use cheddar, mozzarella, whatever it is that you feel like using. And then add in a tablespoon worth of milk. And now give it all a nice mix. And you want to create a nice and creamy and uniform mixture. Then to this, we're going to add in salt and pepper to taste. Always season as you taste because you don't want to overdo it. And we're also going to add in a tablespoon of chili flakes. You can add in more if you want them spicier, or you can add them less if you don't want them too spicy. And then again, give it one final mix, and our mixture is complete. Into the other bowl, add in the onion, garlic, and green chili mixture from earlier, and then add in half a cup of corn kernels. Next, we're going to add in salt to taste, and then we're going to add in other seasonings, starting with 1/4 teaspoon of red chili powder, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, and last but not least, we're going to add in 1/4 teaspoon of cumin-coriander powder, and then finally pepper to taste. Next, add in half a cup of shredded cheese, and then give it all a nice mix. And once you have a uniform looking mixture, we are ready to stuff our potatoes. So now into 2 of the potatoes, we're going to scoop in the first mixture, and then the second mixture will go into the 2 remaining potatoes that are left behind. If during the scooping out process, one of your potatoes splits open like mine did, no worries, you can still use it. Just scoop out both halves and then you can continue as you would with the other potatoes. So once you've added in both mixes into their respective potatoes, we have one final step. We're gonna add some more shredded cheese on top of each potato, and we're approximately gonna take 1 cup of shredded cheese and just evenly distribute it across the 4 potatoes. We want the cheese to melt and coat the entire top of the potato. After that is done, the baking sheet goes back into the oven for about 30 minutes or so, or until the cheese is melted and turns golden brown. After 30 minutes, you can remove the potatoes from the oven to allow them to cool, and this is what it looks like right out of the oven. As you can see, the cheese is perfectly melted and golden brown. I want to dig in right away, but it would probably burn my tongue, so I'm going to wait like 5 to 10 minutes until it cools down a bit. After that, you can plate it up. You can add some sour cream on top. You can even add some of your favorite hot sauce and just get ready to dig in. And I personally can't wait anymore, so let's go over to the taste test. So guys, here is our final dish. I am ready to dig in. So I'm gonna take a nice big bite that I'm gonna have to cut first. So good, guys. Packed full of flavor. We sprinkled a little bit of hot sauce on top, so it adds that really nice spice. Tastes absolutely amazing. You make this on a weeknight and your family will start kissing your fingers because they are so happy with the thing you made for them. So try this out at home. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing, and keep on cooking. So the first way is gonna be stuffed with some nice corn, onions, and stuff like that. While the second way is gonna be stuffed with some amazing flavors filled with sour cream, cream cheese, peppers, onions. No, that's not it. That's not what's in there. Completely forgot the recipe.